We interrupt our regular programming for WUFT special coverage on Hurricane Idalia. On your screen is a time lapse of Hurricane Idalia's bands moving through Collier County. The heavy rain and wind bands prompted several tornado warnings. Good evening, I'm Kennedy Mason. Thank you for joining us. We begin with forecaster Dara Getter with the latest update on Idalia. Dara, what can you tell us?
Well, Kennedy, we already have several storm reports reported up and down the East Coast. Here's Idalia on our radar, and a live look outside our campus cam. We're already seeing those clouds beginning to build in. Right now, we have winds at 9 miles per hour, but that's going to very quickly change over the next couple of hours. Here's what these storms look like on a cam of our water vapor. You can see Franklin out over the Atlantic, a very well organized storm, but we have this frontal boundary to the north, which is going to sweep Franklin out to sea. So thankfully, there's no impacts expected with that. But in terms of Idalia, that frontal boundary will continue to push the storm to the north and then east over the Carolinas and parts of southern Georgia. Here's another look on our IR satellite. You can see it beginning to form a well-organized storm and continue to push further north up the west coast. Here's a live look at our radar for tomorrow. We have a slight risk for some flooding, so if you haven't evacuated already, now is not the time to do so. Shelter in place, stay indoors, and if you haven't made any last-minute preparations, again, do not go out and make those preparations. Shelter in place and stay indoors because we have some storm surge warnings in effect and a storm surge watch for our southern counties. There's also a full moon tomorrow, which is going to increase the already high tides expected. We have a hurricane warning in effect in these areas in red, so hurricane force winds are expected in any of these counties over the next couple of hours. We have a tropical storm warning along the eastern half of the state, and then a hurricane watch right now in effect for southern Georgia. Now, the reason why we're continuing to forecast that Idalia is going to strengthen is because we have some above normal water temperatures. 81 is a good temperature for that storm to develop, and we're seeing water temperatures in the mid and even upper 80s, so pretty warm waters that it's moving over right now. So we are continuing to forecast this to become a major hurricane by tomorrow morning. Right now it has winds up to 105 miles per hour. It is a Category 2 hurricane right now. The pressure is continuing to drop and it's moving north at 16 miles per hour. So we're going to continue to monitor this storm in case it picks up any speed. Here's future radar. This is Tuesday, 8 p.m. so right now, and then we'll continue to see those outer bands reach Gainesville by 2 a.m. this morning. Wednesday morning, we're going to see that rain start to pile in, and we're going to see some pretty high wind speeds as well. This is 5 a.m. and we're already seeing 20 mile per hour wind speeds, and those gusts are going to be even higher. We're seeing wind speeds up to 30 miles per hour. You can see the eye of the storm moving to the north and off the east coast. So continue to stick with WUFT for updates.
Thank you, Dara. Definitely think about all the communities. Coastal communities in Levy County are under mandatory evacuation orders. I spent the morning in Cedar Key speaking with community members about how they're preparing for the hurricane.
Highway Patrol came in today with many cars, and they went around and knocked on as many doors as they could to tell people to, what's the word? Leave. Good, you guys.
That's the message Cedar Key Commissioner Sue Colson had for the people living in her community. While most people are heading out.
What time will you be heading out of town?
Late afternoon.
Time ticks and the possibility of rising water greets those who are staying.
There's a lot of stubborn ones.
Gabe DOTY, a forever neighbor of the island, is topping off his gas before the town shuts down. While he's facing the storm head-on to keep people protected.
I work for the Cedar Key Water and Sewer District.
He says he hopes others evacuate, which is exactly what Doug LINDHOUT is doing.
We originally from Michigan, out in egg country, out in the middle of the country, and our friends were farmers, and we visited down here, and it's like, well, this is like a farming community, except it's underwater. And so there was a real attraction there. We're small town people, and this was a small town. we love music. We're bluegrass musicians, and there was a lot of music on this island, and so we came again, and then we came again, and then we came again, and finally we bought a place.
A place he's leaving behind. Doug taped his door, packed his truck, and headed to Gainesville.
If I feel like I can be safe, rock on. And it's going to roar, a lot of thunder, lightning. I'm not worried for my life there.
Sue Colson says she won't be far behind. Also headed off the island.
I'm never afraid. I am not afraid, okay? I'm cautious, and I don't think anybody should be afraid. They should be smart, weather smart.
Commissioner Colson says those who remain on the island will likely lose electricity and power sometime tonight. As hurricane preparations continue across North Florida and coastal communities, people are preparing for the risk of dangerous storm surge. Waterside communities like the city of Steinhatchee are bracing for 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. With Hurricane Idalia set to make landfall tonight, boaters in the area are unsure of what to do. The Steinhatchee Marina worked this morning to move all the boats to higher ground. Some boaters even heading for open waters. The message now, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
But ultimately, I'm scared. I'm worried my house, and if I have 100-mile-an-hour winds, my house in Cedar Island won't be there tomorrow or Thursday morning when I get there. I don't feel like.
Taylor County officials issued a mandatory evacuation order for all coastal residents ahead of the storm. Officials also issued a mandatory evacuation order for all residents living in mobile homes, travel trailers, and substandard housing for the entire community. Places all across Florida have started to feel the effects of Hurricane Idalia. Take a look at this video. This is from Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grill in Fort Myers. The dock at the restaurant is already underwater from the rain from Idalia. Around this time last year, the area was impacted by Hurricane Ian. Here in Gainesville, businesses are finishing preparations for the storm. The Marshalls in Butler Plaza is boarded up for the night and is closed until Thursday. And utility crews are organizing all across the state preparing for Hurricane Idalia. We captured this video of utility crews leaving a gas station on Highway 301 in Waldo. Governor Ron DeSantis expects several thousand more linemen to spread out across the state to help restore power once the storm passes. Orange County Public Schools is one of the many districts canceling school ahead of the storm. WUFT's Leah Harding has the latest update on the school board's plans.
It's been a sunny day in Central Florida, but students will be missing their first day of class this hurricane season in the Orange County Public School System on Wednesday as Hurricane Idalia gets closer. Now, Orange County Public Schools say that they will not be using the public school system here as makeshift shelters in hopes that they can open schools back up on Thursday. Other counties, like in Duval, are actually going to be using their schooling system to house people who may be in need. Disney World, however, say that they will be opening their parks to any type of emergency efforts that need to take place on their land. We'll have all these updates for you and much more coming up on WFT News. I'm Leah Harding in Orlando.
Thank you, Leah. In Alachua and Marion counties, public schools are closed until at least Wednesday. School reopening dates will be decided once the storm has passed. UF also closed its campus at noon today and will be closed through Wednesday. Santa Fe College is closed today and tomorrow. Hurricane Idalia forced the Gators football team to change their travel plans. We captured video of the team leaving campus this afternoon. Athletic officials tell us the team is flying out to Dallas and will spend the night there before traveling to Utah on Wednesday. The Gators face off against the Utah Utes Thursday night. People are not the only ones that will be impacted by Hurricane Idalia. About a dozen staff members from the Florida Museum of Natural History in Gainesville are working to keep hundreds of butterflies safe. The team was armed with nets in the Butterfly Rainforest exhibit on the University of Florida campus. The goal is to catch as many of the 700 butterflies as possible. Once caught, butterflies are then released into smaller, transportable enclosures.
To prepare for the storm, we actually have to catch all of the butterflies in the butterfly rainforest. And the reason for that is that they are exotic animals and we don't want them to escape into the wild. So we take them into little netted cages and take them inside where they'll be safe and contained and feed them with Gatorade, of course, and bananas.
Time the butterflies were removed was in 2017 with Hurricane Irma. They will be released as soon as the staff has the all clear to return to campus. We will continue to monitor hurricane conditions as the storm approaches. For the latest updates on Hurricane Idalia and more, visit WUFT.org and our social media platforms. Stay safe and thank you for watching WUFT Hurricane Idalia Update. We now return you to our regular programming.